What's going on, fellas? A new CSP preview version has been released. It's coming with lots of updates, fixes and new features, and I mean a lot. So before we go ahead, make sure to like and subscribe. Really helps me out. I will appreciate it, fellas. How to get the new CSP preview version, fellas? You have to go to X4Fab's Patreon. You need to become a patron of his, basically subscribe to his Patreon for $1 or €1, whatever your currency is, or more if you'd like to support him more. Feel free to do that. Then scroll a bit down and you will find the new CSP preview version. Then you have to download it. Now let's jump ahead and show you how to install. I will not recommend you drag and drop it in Content Manager, but if you do, if you're lazy, it's all fine. I use WinRAR, you can download it. I always install stuff manually because it makes you bulletproof. You grab these two files and you drag and drop them in empty space. Make sure to not hover over these folders because you're gonna drop them right there. So we're gonna drop them in the empty space. We're gonna wait a bit. It's gonna take some time. Click replace. It's going to freeze on 99%. Do not worry. Okay, once it's installed, let's go into Content Manager and check if we're on the new preview version, fellas. I'm gonna go to custom shader patch, about and updates, and there we go. 1.8.80 preview to 18. This is the new version. You can click check for updates to update to see the newer version. Make sure to not click on these here to downgrade. Now, once we've installed the CSP preview version, let's jump real quick, fellas, into the changelog and check what's it. It's a lot of information, but I'll try to simplify the most of it. Now, obviously, Rain is still being finalized, so X45 is still working and improving it in any regard, so that's great, and honestly, great job, man. Now, fellas, there's been an update to the AI, and they act way better under rainy conditions. I've tested them, and honestly, they've been changes to the grip. I believe the AI is running wet tires automatically, and now they do not brake immediately when they enter a puddle and so on. The AI will also try to avoid the puddles of water. Also keep in mind this depends on the level of aggression, and as I spoke a lot about the strength and aggression on my traffic guides, you know that if you put the AI to 100% aggression and strength, they don't care too much, and they will do whatever means necessary, even going to a puddle or a curb to fight for positions or overtake you, whatever. So keep this in mind. They will be going to the puddles if you put the aggression too high, and they will do some crazy stuff. Now, there's been a new CSP debug app that is in the game, which is great with this preview version. If you remember, fellas, I made a video about the green road, which a lot of you were using an option that was supposed to be somewhere here, but in the newer version, I guess it's removed and it's added as an application in the game. There was a few options right here, and you could enable debug rain, which was actually causing the green road, because whenever it starts raining in the game or you brute force the rain, obviously change the weather, the road becomes green. That's because you are debugging. I don't know why you guys were checking this option, but that's that. I mean, it's a great news that X45 has added this as an application now, so you can manipulate and change everything in the game. Now, next is the new soft lock. Now, a lot of people had issues with FFB or all kinds of problems with steering log or just in general the FFB, and now he has added way more things into the FFB section, guys. It used to be just a tiny bit. When we go to FFB tweaks, there's a lot of options added. It just used to be like a few, 3 or 4 options, but you can see additional post-processing and all kinds of things. Output real steering forces to wheel. This is intended for direct drive wheels users only. Also, you can see output real brake pressure from pedals, whatever you can think of, and I'm looking forward to maybe test these, see if they will help me in some regard. Another thing that you can look for is going to Acer Corsair controls and force feedback. You can check up the post-processing. This might help you a bit, maybe using you can use a LUT file or whatever. I personally just use gamma, and maybe if you're interested, you can dial a bit with the center boost gain and range, and just do a great mixture of the FFB tweaks and post-processing force feedback. Now, there's been a new Content Manager version released, and I will be covering this, fellas, in a separate video because it's a lot of stuff added in, and this will take a lot of time, so I don't want to prolong this video and be very, very long. So we're gonna skip this part for now, and I will check and review it in a new video, fellas. Now, the photo app has been updated as well, fellas, and it allows you to play with the color grading. Also, it is using a custom DOF shader for more accurate preview, and also tilt shift lenses simulation has been added, so you can both shift the viewport and rotate the focus plane the way you want. Another small addition, fellas, with the new built-in CSP debug app, as a replacement to the old Python app with a similar name, you can now change the time, date and weather conditions in replays, which is awesome. Now with the apps update, fellas, there's not too much. We have a new tidy AC apps option in the GUI module under CSP. It will regroup apps and fix the naming of some of them. Now the most important thing, fellas, is that CSP can now apply live changes to the video.ini and with the view and video settings app, allowing you to edit them in-game directly. And there's changes to the voice chat. Now the most important thing, fellas, is that CSP has now built-in Mumble client, and some of you might be familiar with it. People use Mumble servers so they can have like proximity chat in the Shutoku servers or any other server, but in general it's a proximity chat, and that's awesome feature for whoever integrates it in their servers or whoever wants to use Mumble just to play around in the server. So that's great. And we have a bunch of other changes, fellas. There's been updates and changes for the VR. There's been changes for the people that use controllers, basically DualShock, DualSense gamepads. There's been changes to the triple monitor users and people that use curved monitors. There's also been changes to the showroom and many more changes, fellas, that we're not going to cover. For now, I really appreciate if you watch the video till the end. Please like and subscribe, really helps me out. Thank you very much to all my supporters for being YouTube members, patrons, or boosting the Discord server. Really appreciate it. Link for the Discord server is down below or in the descriptions. Make sure to join in. A lot of cool stuff are coming in, especially the Project X that we're pushing at the moment with Darkest. We'll have soon our own servers and 2 car packs for Drift and Race. So for now, fellas, wish you all the best and we'll see you in the next video.